outside Wheat King territory. Both guys 2008 born players. Jacobson won that one. On the far side, Jacobson has the pass, hit him in the foot. He'll one-hand it ahead to Hadland with speed. Up the left side, Hadland fires, trapper save Schlenker. Rebound to the far corner of the Pats zone. Clausen sends it up the glass, not out on the first try, but it does get out on the second as Hadland comes in and rams Peranich into the dasher, and Peranich goes down in a heap. Misselbacher lifts the backhander into Pats territory. Schlenker's out to play it. Hard up the near side, Brzezinski pinches for the Wheat Kings to keep it going, but the Pats will claim it, and back the other way comes Peranich. Peranich lined up and hit again, this time by Boyce. Wheat Kings fire it to center. Pass misses Jacobson, but he'll beat out the icing as it's swept away by Schlenker. Boyce on the forecheck for the Wheat Kings on the near side. Pats lifted past him and air this out to center, just missing the score clock. Lansard breaks back in for Regina. From the left circle, he throws it across. Jumping up in the play is Wagner, and his shot is stunner for the Wheat Kings. Tied up off the draw, out of the feet of the linesman. Pats kick it to the front of the net. Fawcett on his backhand, stopped by Ruzicka. Rebound sits in the slot. Klippenstein just gets it out to center ice, and the Wheat Kings survive a scare. Peranich goes back into the Regina zone. Wheat Kings on the penalty kill for Mr. Lube. Peranich dodges his way up the near side and accelerates towards the Wheat King line. Goes to the far side for Fawcett. From the right point, he'll spin it down the far boards. Klippenstein came in to seal him off. A scrum develops. The Pats take the puck, but they turn it over to Klippenstein, and he's got time to just casually wind it back into his own zone to rag the puck. Pantelis on the near side to the far side. Lavoie, he'll get this the length of the ice, just wide of Marek Schlenker as the Wheat Kings make penalty killing changes. 1:20 remaining in that penalty kill as Peranich comes to center. He'll hook this back to Lansard. Over the Wheat King blue line with speed. Flips it to himself on the far side. Now pulls back in the corner. Poke check by Egan, but the Pats get numbers. Back to the point for Peranich. To the far side, Lansard. From the right circle, thrown down low. Ronald got a stick on that to disrupt it. He'll lift this up the middle, and Hadland will tip this down the ice. Hadland in Peranich's hip pocket as the two of them go back into the first, forced to dump it behind the Wheat King net. Ronald picks it up for Brandon. He'll hand it off to Klippenstein on the breakout. Right up the middle to Baumüller with a step. Baumüller trying to pull in to his forehand, hit the post. Up the near side, Hadland's on the rebound. Tried to pool cue it back down low, but the Pats knocked it away. Clausen now winds it up for Regina. He'll dodge Klippenstein and bounce this out to center ice. Keats Fawcett sends it ahead for Regina, but the Wheat Kings are on it right away. Misselbacher back behind his net, away from Lansard. Lost it to Clausen, who came in high and hard on Ronald, who was able to dodge the worst of it. Ronald on the loose puck on the far side. Lost it to a couple of forechecking Pats, but he got some help. Flipped high and out to center by the Wheat Kings. On the near side, Cone is there for Regina. He'll sweep this back into Brandon territory. Ruzicka fires it ahead, picked up, and the Pats for a chance, scores! Ruzicka came out to play it and unfortunately left it on the
hand, and we're just not sure what he was thinking. He turns around with the forehand and just puts it right on the tape. And just like that, the Regina Pats have stunned this Brandon Wheat King hockey team with Lansard getting a goal, and it's 3-0 for the Regina Pats.
And that is the end of Ruzicka's evening. He's headed to the bench, and Jaden Krause is going to take his stop back at center between Clausen and Jacobson. Clausen ties up, but Jacobson wins it back. Back into the Brandon zone it goes. Ronald is on it behind his net. Ronald stops up and waits for somebody to get open as the Pats back up 3 wide. Ronald patiently out the far side of his net to the near side for Jacobson. He'll play it to the middle and just out to center. Misselbacher takes it over the blue line wide to his right on Peranich. Peranich stays with him as they go hard to the near corner. Hadland joins the pile as well. Fawcett finds it for Regina. He'll spin back to buy some time at his own left circle. Fawcett winding it up to the far side. Bridgman, he charges over the red line no further. Quickly ahead, the pass tipped over the blue line for Jacobson on the far side. From the left circle, Jacobson toe drags to the inside, back to his backhand, stopped by Schlenker. Rebound sits in the crease, they score!
And it's Caleb Hadland following up on the play, doing the right thing, going hard to the net, and he's there to pounce on the rebound, and he slides it on the ice and between the pads of the goaltender Schlenko.
Make it 9 game point streaks for both Jacobson and Hadland on that goal, and not to be missed, Luke Misselbacher with a play to bat the puck out. Klippenstein ties up and wins it. Back to the left point, Ronald with traffic sends it to Baumüller. Out front for Gavin, it was tipped away before he could shoot. Back at center, collected by Brzezinski. He'll send it to the far side. Up ice, Gavin in front of the Pats blue line. Stood up by Bridgman with the long reach. Bridgman takes the check to make the play. Over the blue line comes Lansard at the right circle. Throws this back wide of the Wheat King net. Fawcett's on the rebound, but he fired it to the far side. Bridgman there first, holds the right point for Regina. Down to the far corner, looking for Clausen. Brzezinski comes in to cut him off. Puck lifted back to the far side. Gavin unable to clear as Bridgman pinches up. Bridgman down the far side, but Brzezinski blocked that. He'll sling it up to Baumüller at center. Breaking past Fawcett. Baumüller stops up on the near side and shields the puck. He'll drive the middle to the far side. Brzezinski at the left circle, walks in, fires, Schlenker the save. Brzezinski on the rebound behind the Pats net. Feeds it out to Pantelis, his stick abandoned him. Gavin on the follow-up try. From the left circle, a shot ripped over top of the net. Pantelis has got to grab a stick in a hurry as the Pats come back the other way. Fawcett breaks it up the far side boards to Boyce. He'll chop it ahead. It got blocked, but came right back to the Wheat Kings, who tip it to center. Gleasman steals and breaks over the blue line to his right. From the right circle, Gleasman spins it off to Bethal for a shot save. Rebound, Bethal banging away. Schlenker somehow kept it out. Lavoie follows up and shoots. That was blocked. And the Pats go back the other way with numbers. Lansard leads the charge over the blue line to his right. Lavoie comes in and cuts him off and takes him down. In the corner behind Krause. Up the far boards it comes. McNutt keeps it onside from the right point. To Hamilton at the left circle. He shoots through traffic, and Krause has been an entire game worth of a first period. Puck dumped into the Wheat Kings zone off the draw. Brzezinski is on it. He'll come out the near side. Turns it over to Fawcett. A shot kick saved by Krause. Wheat Kings trying to clear the rebound as Brzezinski goes back behind his net. He'll lift this high. Bridgman trying to knock it down at center and does. Dumped in on Krause, who makes the stop. Ronald picks it off behind the Wheat King net. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Ronald will come out from behind his net to the near side. Klippenstein. He'll drive to his left. To the far side he goes for Gavin breaking in from the left circle. Gavin to the far corner, sends it down low. Klippenstein tried to feed it out front, but it was blocked. As Baumüller comes in with a check on Clausen, the Pats will get to center. Fawcett dodging to his left. Over the Wheat King blue line, shot blocked by Brzezinski. Baumüller gets the rebound and feathers it to the far side. Gavin carries over the Pats blue line, makes a dangle move past Peranich. Cutting back, he throws it down low. Peranich recovered, and hard to the wall they go. Wheat Kings send it back into the far corner. Klippenstein to the forecheck, gets there first. His mates are changing, and that'll buy Peranich a little time with 1:21 to go in this first period. We're tied at 3. Klippenstein hard to the far boards on Peranich. Takes him off the puck. Johnson swats it on goal, and Schlenker decides that's about enough of that. To take it for Regina, Jacobson for the Wheat Kings, and Fawcett wins it. The Pats captain McNutt up the near side to Lansard, who has the most recent Regina goal. He'll break in wide to his right on Lavoie, stops up at the right circle and keeps the puck. Moving along the umbrella, Lansard wide to his left, flips it to the far side. Hamilton, he spins on Jacobson to the far corner. Hamilton feeds it back out front, but Pantelis got a stick on that and steered it back to neutral territory. 12 seconds to go in 4-on-4. Fawcett makes a move with his hips to get towards the red line. Attacks the Wheat Kings zone up the near side. From the right circle, Fawcett walks in, fakes the shot, still in control, got kicked away, rebound, Troy scores! Fawcett drove right to the cooker, and his shot was blocked
by Fawcett, because, you know, I would have liked to have seen Fawcett shoot that puck a lot earlier. He just went right into all the traffic. He gets right to the top of the crease area before finally the puck leaves his stick, but then it's the rebound that ends up back in the net, and just like that, the Pats have restored the lead here.
Yet another goal scored from close range. Coaches aren't counting to wrap up the second Brandon power play of the game. Wheat Kings down 5-3 as they try to break out, led by Jacobson. Misselbacher over the blue line to his right. Flips it softly on to Gavin on the far side. He'll work his way to the corner on his backhand. Now around the Pats net. Stops up on the far side, waiting for help. Misselbacher in to help. Fawcett comes in to close him off, and the Pats will break ahead. Fawcett in the lead. Keats Fawcett right up the middle, over the Wheat King blue line to the near side for Mays. Mays taps it back to Hamilton. From the right circle, Reese Hamilton throws it across, picked off and sent to center by Bethal, but the only man there is McNutt of Regina. The Pats captain picks it up in his own zone and starts them quickly ahead. Over the Wheat King blue line, it's dumped in, but too high. Clausen and Hamilton. Wheat Kings win the neutral zone draw. Brzezinski backs between his hash marks. Settling the puck, he hands it off to Misselbacher, who accelerates right up the middle towards the Pat zone with speed. He'll break in up the left side, backhands it across, blocked by Hamilton. Misselbacher gets his own rebound, tries a lacrosse move, but it rolled on him. He'll get it back to the right circle and hand it off for Dylan Ronald. Ronald flips it to Jacobson on the far side. It hops to the far corner. Misselbacher there first for the Wheat Kings, but he's surrounded by Pat sweaters. McNutt for Regina to center. Breaks to the middle, makes a move and goes back into his zone, and will reset as the Pats captain looks for a lane at 4-on-4, which is in effect for the next minute 25. McNutt dodges wide to his left over the Wheat King blue line. Hands it off to Clausen on the far side. From the left circle, he's got room, walks in and fires at the crossbar. Rebound pops free to the slot for Hamilton, but he's forced to track back to center ice. Hamilton retreats into Pats territory. Wheat Kings make part of it. Clausen to oppose Turco on the far side, and Clausen wins it. Pats look ahead, but Johnson knocks it down on that far wall. Steers it to the corner. Turco is after it for the Wheat Kings. To Johnson on the cycle. Johnson gets it back to the right point for Pantelis with traffic. Pantelis fires off a stick to the front of the net for Turco. Fighting for it. Turco shoots and he put it wide. Johnson gets after it behind the Pats net and finds it first. Up the near side on his forehand. Hands it off to a pinching Lavoie. Lavoie into the near corner. Around the net on his forehand. Out the far side. Back to the point for Johnson. All the way to the far corner. Still cycling it as Hamilton cuts him off. Johnson fights his way loose on that far side for Turco at the right circle. Turco drives it off for Johnson. He wins it back to the right point, Pantelis. From that right point, Pantelis to Johnson on the wall. Johnson goes down low to Egan on the far side. Back to Pantelis again. Pantelis sends this through traffic. Saved by Schlenker. Lavoie winds it up. Now he'll throw this up ice to Baumüller, who got a skate on it to knock it down. Baumüller on the far side now. Fires it ahead, too far for Lavoie. The Pats will get it back and steer this back to Wagner. His pass bouncing around like crazy. Baumüller knocks it down and breaks in wide on Peranich. Baumüller drives wide to the far corner. Puck stuck on him before he could shoot, but he comes up with it anyway. Back to the far corner. Now to Gavin. He works it back out front for Egan, who is tied up. Fawcett the other way for Regina on a possible 3-on-2. He's poke checked neatly, and the Wheat Kings come back the other way. Thrown to the middle for Turco with a step. Walking right in. Turco to the forehand. Stopped by Schlenker. Turco pokes it back on goal. He scores! Period. Brzezinski on the breakout finds Hadland right up the middle. Carrying in, he drops it to Jacobson on the far side, who backhands it back down low. Hadland got there first, but fell in the near corner. Pats to center, led by Clausen. Over the Wheat King blue line for Lansard up the right side. Lansard sends it on goal, sticked away by Kraus. Mays finds the rebound on the far side. Pantelis finds him in a hurry, and they joust away as they've been doing all night. Misselbacher comes in to help for the Wheat Kings, and he leads them to center. Now for Klippenstein up the middle. Now for Hadland over the Wheat King blue line as Pantelis and Mays are at it again behind the play. Hadland unable to corral it as Pantelis had his helmet knocked off. No call coming. Pats get it back at center. Baumüller knocks it away. To the middle goes Baumüller. Over the blue line, wide to his right. Stays onside from the right circle. Baumüller, a shot trapper save Schlenker. Rebound in the far corner. Gavin finds it first. Knocks it behind the net, but got foiled by the long reach of Bridgman, and the Pats will lift this to the neutral zone. Brzezinski firing it back into Pats territory. 1:48 to go in the second. Baumüller after it on the far side with Klippenstein. Klippenstein takes the hit, but makes the play to Brzezinski at the right point. He'll walk off the boards to the high slot. Brzezinski a shot, and he put it wide. Up the near side, Brzezinski's on it again. Sending it back behind the Pats net. It bounces out front to Klippenstein, a chance, and he put it just wide. Baumüller on the rebound, back to Gavin, filling in at the right point. Gavin spins it back to Ronald from the right circle. Ronald shoots, blocked by Clausen. Ronald finds the rebound first. He's wrapped up by Fawcett, but keeps on going. Fawcett sat him down. Ronald pops right back up. Fawcett on the puck, drives the middle, and gets it out to center ice. And the Pats have numbers as over the blue line comes Lance. Klippenstein for the opening draw. Ties up and wins it, and we are underway in the third. Lavoie wastes no time firing this down on Schlenker from long distance with 40 seconds to go in Joby Baumüller's tripping minor. Peranich for Regina from behind his net. All the way up the near side with speed. Peranich now winding to his right over the Wheat King blue line, trying to dance in, but Lavoie knocked him off stride. Klippenstein sends it up the near side to Pantelis, who slings it up the boards. Miette holds the left point for the Pats. From the left circle, Miette works it back to Peranich at the top. Along the umbrella to the far side, Lansard at the right circle. A shot, kick save, Kraus. And Hadland is on the rebound. He'll send this down the ice. Lansard went hunting the hat trick in his home province. Now with just 10 seconds to go in the penalty kill for Mr. Lube. Peranich leads one more Regina breakout. He'll drop it back on the near side to Bridgman, fresh off the bench to the far side. Lansard who tips it ahead. Egan stopped it cold for the Wheat Kings, and back out of the box comes Baumüller. Pats get it back over the Wheat King blue line. Lansard on the far side takes the shot. Kraus steers that harmlessly to the near boards. Fawcett on the rebound. Can't knock it down. The Pats change to center for Baumüller, breaking in with speed. Baumüller takes Wagner outside, tries to drive the goal, and he rolled it just wide. Sent up the far side boards. Egan holds for the Wheat Kings. Down and around the net up the near side. Pats will get there first thanks to Keats Fawcett. Up the boards, picked off by Baumüller from the right circle. He fanned on it. Tries to get it back, but it's the Pats who take it to center, led by Clausen. He chips and chases on the far side. Pantelis back for it behind the net. Both guys left-handed. Egan ties up, but Clausen wins this one. Turco goes back to the left point for Lavoie with all kinds of traffic. Lavoie shoots through traffic, hit Turco and never got through. Egan's on the rebound on the far side. Tries to hand it off to Turco, but it's knocked away from him up the near boards. Fawcett there for Regina, golfs it high. Pantelis gloves it down at center. Pantelis shields it well and finds Lavoie on the far side of neutral territory. He's got skating room. He'll dump this into the Pat zone. It bounces to Turco on the near side. From the right circle, Turco feeds it back on front and just missed Egan. Johnson's on the rebound for the Wheat Kings on that far wall. Pats come in and swarm in on him, and that's about the only way they can get him off the puck, it seems, in this third period. Wheat Kings will get it back at center. To the far side, Johnson. Spinning this back off the linesman, it bounces free for Turco. Turco will shovel this in deep. Pats are on it first as the Wheat Kings are changing. 5 minutes into the third, it's a 6-5 Brandon lead. To center comes Miette of Regina. He'll dodge his way towards the Wheat King blue line. Charging in on the near side, Miette with room, walks into the backhand. Something tells me the Blue Jays just scored. Scramble draw, Fawcett picks it up and gets it to the right point. Peranich to the middle, now to Miette at the left circle with room. Miette walks in, dances to his backhand, shoots, and he rifled it high. Lansard on the far side, spins it back to the right point. Peranich holds the zone. He'll fake the shot and go to the right side. Lansard to Fawcett in the slot. He drags and fires, blocked by Baumüller. Puck sits in the crease. The Wheat Kings can't clean it up. Karimov takes it hard to the near boards. Baumüller's in to claim it. He'll skate his way ahead. He's got Klippenstein joining, but Klippenstein peels back. Baumüller to his right. Carries wide on Peranich. Charges into the near corner and around the net at the far side. His wraparound missed and comes all the way back to center. Pantelis is on it to rag it for the Wheat Kings. He'll spin back and dodge a forechecker. Pantelis away from Karimov, who sticks doggedly with him. Pantelis able to escape, and Dylan Ronald will come in and slap this down the ice. 17 seconds to go in Hadlin's minor. Hats behind their net with Peranich as Schlenker came in high on Johnson. No call coming, and Peranich will work it back up the ice. Peranich wide to his left in the dying seconds of the Wheat King penalty kill. On the far side, Fawcett. He takes it off the boards, but Gavin got him with a poke check and steered it back to center. As the Pats dump it in, we're back to 5-on-5. Pantelis back behind the Wheat King net, leaves it. He'll leave it there for Reese Hamilton, the former Calgary Hitman, 4th overall pick, leads the Pats to center with 1:05 to go in their power play. Lansard, who has 2 in the game, comes towards the Wheat Kings zone, dumps it in, and goes in after it. In the far corner, he sends it around the near side. It comes all the way up the boards to Miette. Miette shields it well, sends it back to the top. It's just kept onside by Fawcett. He dodges his way inside. Fawcett to the left circle, fires, fought off by Kraus. And he's on the near side. Bame comes up with it, takes the chop, but keeps on going. And he'll fire this head high into the Pats zone, hitting the very top of the glass at the far end of the ice. 37 seconds to go in Bethal's minor. Peranich leads Regina ahead. He'll make the drop pass back into his own zone for Miette. To the far side, Lansard, he hands it off. Fawcett will swat this in deep. Ronald on the near boards, pinned by Karimov. Ronald shakes loose, tries to work it back down low for a clear. Baumüller into the pile, lifting it up the near side. All 4 Pats except for Peranich are on that near side of Wheat King's territory as Ronald and Baumüller aren't letting it move very fast. 12 seconds to go in Bethal's minor. Klippenstein comes in to make sure it stays pinned there for the time being. And the referee says play on as that puck is still in that scrum. Pats roughing the Wheat Kings up. They come up with it for a moment, but the Wheat Kings take it back and lift it ahead as out of the box comes Bethal. On the far side, Bame knocks it down, taken down by Lansard. Bame from his knees still makes the check, and the Wheat Kings get to center ice. Klippenstein feathers it ahead to Baumüller on the near side. He'll break into his right. Miette stays with him and makes the check. He'll cut to the inside, wide to his left. Fakes the handoff as he sends it off to Miette. He couldn't corral it. Miette behind the Wheat King cage. Comes out the far side on his forehand. From the right circle along the umbrella. Fakes the drop pass, spins and fires. Hit a body and never got through. Johnson on the far side for the Wheat Kings. Shields it on a pinching Ephraim McNutt as the 2 20-year-olds battle in the far corner. Pats get 3 men into the pile and try and lift it out. Fawcett does. He goes back to the right point for Hamilton with room to walk in. Hamilton to the far side. Fawcett all the way along the umbrella. Fawcett tries again. Punched away by Kraus. Up the near side. Turco. Double teamed by the Pats. He's able to lift it up the boards, not out. Egan comes in to pool cue this down the ice, and the Wheat Kings get fresh legs. 4:19 to go in the third. Wheat Kings ahead by 1 as the Pats wind it up. McNutt stretch pass finds Fawcett with a step up the middle. He tried to drop it off. Pantelis sealed him off. On the far side, Klippenstein kicks it loose and starts the Wheat Kings the other way. With speed over the Pats blue line to his left, Klippenstein carries into the far corner, tries to drive the net. McNutt boxed him out. Klippenstein stays on it. Spins back in the near corner to get loose from McNutt. He'll work it back out front for Gavin. Now Baumüller tries, knocked the stick of Miette right into the head of Schlenker. Miette with no stick just kicks this to center. Klippenstein flips it to himself but can't get it deep. Wheat Kings get it back on that far side as Klippenstein's down in a heap. Baumüller will break in wide to his left. Klippenstein slow to get up on that far side of the neutral zone. Huds off to the bench, hunched over. Pats get this back up the glass and into the Wheat Kings zone. It hops its way to a stop on the far side. Brandon Net left it neatly for Pantelis. His hook pass blocked by Karimov. Pantelis comes right in on him, kicks the puck away. It comes free to Turco at the right circle. Turco feeds the middle for Johnson, and out to center the Wheat Kings come. Johnson gets the red line and softly drifts this in deep. Turco to the forecheck behind the Pats net. Forced to turn over for a moment. The Pats will recover as there's now less than 2 to play in the third. Pats to center for Clausen. Made a move on Gavin to get it to the near side. Mays of the Pats shovels the backhander high. Lansard couldn't knock it down. Lavoie's there first for the Wheat Kings. He goes up the boards. Gavin gets it to center ice. Matt Peranich tracks back. He'll go to the near side. Miette over the Wheat King blue line. He fed it on to Mays at the left circle. Mays tried to feed it back. It comes to Peranich. He'll drag and fire. Saved by Kraus. And to the right of Kraus in the Wheat King zone. It's tied up. The Pats send it back. From the left point, Peranich seeds it to the near corner. Lansard worked up on by Lavoie on the near side. Lavoie pins him hard. Pats get numbers and take the puck back. Fawcett at the left circle. Back to the point for Peranich. To the far side for the captain, McNutt. He'll go down to Mays, but it hops on him to that far corner. Pantelis is there first, tries to eat it against the wall. 1:17 to go in the third. Pats get it back. Mays off the boards, tried to fire it across. Gavin got a stick on it to steer it high. Lansard for Regina on the near side. Left it for Fawcett. He'll spin back on the near boards. To the left point for Peranich. Peranich fires through traffic. Fought off by Kraus. Rebound sits in the slot. Wheat Kings kick it away. Kraus trying to cover it. Lavoie behind the net. Lost it to Mays. Final minute of the third. McNutt goes down to Mays on the far side. He'll throw it across for a one-timer. Kick save. Kraus. Rebound. Troy Fawcett somehow knocked it high. And all the way around the boards it comes to center. McNutt backing into the Pats zone. 48 seconds to go in the third. Wheat Kings with a 1-goal lead. Pats net is empty. Peranich carries ahead to his left. To center he comes, over the red line, into the Wheat Kings zone. It bounces to the far corner. Brzezinski's there first. He'll steer the rebound to center. Tipped ahead for Joby Baumüller, staring down the empty net. Baumüller waits for Gavin. Jordan Gavin for the hat trick. Score!